you have any opinion about the Fibonacci sequence?
And what?
The Fibonacci sequence. It's like a sequence of numbers. Are you familiar with it?
Numbers?
Yeah. It's called the Fibonacci sequence. You know about that at all?
No, I don't know what. How do you spell that?
Fibonacci, Fibonacci.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I'm trying to think what that one is. I'd have to look at it to really to evaluate it.
Yeah. It's just because it has a relation to the golden ratio. You know, it's like the further you get into the sequence, the closer the ratio of each number to its successive number approaches the golden ratio. You know, so it's kind of connected to the golden ratio, and it's seen in nature.
Well, I've studied that. I just don't have it on the tip of my brain right now, but it's like the. I'm trying to think what it was, but I get going in all different directions. I'm trying to think about the number system. If we used 96 as the 424 is equal to 96 is the perfect power. If we use that as a totality number, 96, which you can turn upside down just as you do Earth. If we use that instead of the 100% totality, then you change your pi to 3.20. And so, which is 80% of 4.
Okay. So
what we need to do is the dollar should have 424 cents units, and not 25. 25 you can't divide the odd numbers. It has to be even numbers. So the dollar is an erroneous number. It should be 96 totality, which is the value of the cube.
Tell me about the fact that the universe is not infinitely divisible, but rather is quantized and discrete, composed of fundamental indivisible units.
The universe?
Yeah.
Well, the universe is actually composed of opposites. It's a parallel universe. All the way down to the planets are parallel. They're created by the two halves rubbing together. They're parallel. The space is a medium for the planets, creation of the planets. And the Earth is a medium for humans and other life. The ocean is a medium for fish, schools for fish. And so on the ground is another medium. Up in the space where birds fly and everything is another medium. It's got different mediums for everything. Like you get a dead carcass with a meat on it. That meat, as it rots, it becomes the medium for maggots. Flies don't land on them and lay eggs. They are created by the medium. Just like the Earth, the different Earths, the planets are created in the medium of space. The opposite halves rub together. That's how they're created. And
do you think that the universe can be divided or subdivided infinitely, or is it quantized so you reach a lower limit and you can't divide it any further?
Well, it's divided all the way from the magnitude to the smallness. It's divided. In other words, it's divided as opposites. So it's perpetual. You got the two together. You got the major and the minors. Just like your body's divided into opposite legs, opposite hands. Everybody in your body is divided opposite with a zero value. As an entity, you don't exist. You're no entity. And there is no entity. The entity is the death.
Explain to me atoms and molecules.
Well, the atoms are the molecules. They're all the same way. And now, you get down into the basic atoms, and everything. A lot of them, they break up. When they join, they'll break up and they look like 90-degree things. I'll show you some pictures of that. And which everything comes from. But I have to get back with you, the molecules, but it's all composed of opposites.
Now, light has a frequency, and that frequency determines its colour or its position on the electromagnetic spectrum. So tell me about that frequency, that four-corner cyclical cube oscillation of light.
Well, the four corners like midday and midnight, sundown. And I showed you pictures of it in there where the four corners, and it's like a four-pole motor. What makes Earth rotate. Now, if you put a square card table above the North Pole or South Pole and run a line from one table leg down to a point equator, it takes that point equator 24 hours to rotate. And it takes the table leg 24 hours to rotate.
Tell me about the formation of galaxies, stars, and planets.
Well, they all have to do with the communities, and communities should be spelled C-U-B-E. Yeah. The C-O-M community, that's a government, that's a cell of the government filled with strangers who don't give a damn about anything. But the tribe and the village communities, they would be spelled with C-U-B-E, community.
Explain to me the cycle of life and death, where dead organisms decompose and eventually are converted into new living beings.
Well, everything reverts back to basic matter, and there's no afterlife because all your senses of heaven and the pain of hell occur within the body. And as the body is deteriorated, there's no senses of anything. No pain, no senses. And all your spirit that you come up with are in your offspring and your sons and daughters. That's the only thing that'll be left with you. You're gone. There's no afterlife.
What happens when a particular life form becomes unworthy of the time cube?
Well, what most of it does is that it leads to the destruction of the whole, of the all human. It's like we're destroying nature. We're covering up all the garden area, fruit growing areas. Too expensive to have it at garden land. We're covering it up with condos. It's sold for condos. So one day we'll have a nation of condos, but we'll have no garden land. The only food we'll have is the condo chickens, people who are living in condos. We have to eat them for food. Mm-hmm. Like over in Easter Island, they went in and cut out all the trees, killed the animals, and they ate the chickens and the rats, and they started practicing cannibalism. We're on the same path in this country. It's just a bigger island.
Mm-hmm. What are the origins of life on Earth?
Well, it's the tribe and the village. Like all of the Jewish people, they used to be in tribes because the life can't originate from the self or the family, because they just may create offspring of one sex. But the tribes and the villages they have composed of multitude of families. And with a near equal number of both sexes of all ages. Mm-hmm. That's where that happens. It don't happen in the family. The family can die out, but the village and the tribe are perpetual. The government's oneism, and the government's it's a foreign power to the village and the tribe.